welcome back.
Today we are looking into our crystal ball and talking about trends for 2026. But I feel like it's not such a crystal ball. I think we know. I think we're pretty good at forecasting.
I think trends don't reset at the beginning of the year.
Could not agree more.
Trends have been ongoing through the past several months.
Mm-hmm.
Identifying trends is not a science. It's an art. And also, I think that there's some... it was self-fulfilling prophecy by declaring something as a trend. So take it all with a grain of salt. Our trends are ones that we've noticed of things picking up steam in the past few months that we think will pick up even more steam in 2026. But let's get into it.
Let's chat about the first one. I have our list of our 4 top. Okay. First and foremost, we have been looking at a lot of the research that's been coming out. One of the ones that we've covered is Pinterest picks, which I love because I think they do such a good job of visually showing you and telling you with words what these trends are. So one of the ones that we really have seen ourselves is the throwback kid, and about the whole idea of kind of bring back vintage-inspired things from the past, leaning into nostalgia. Some of the things that they said that we're going to see more in 26 is 1970s childhood toys, upcycled baby clothes, which I totally have seen people on Instagram, TikTok saying that they're getting a lot of baby clothes on eBay. So I think that's really interesting. I thought so too. Like designer baby clothes on eBay.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Vintage kids fashion kind of goes along with that too. And then nostalgic toys, 2000s toys. Where are you seeing nostalgia kind of pop up?
Well, I see it a lot in like social media.
Fully.
Mainly.
Completely agree with you.
A lot of, or even like the way that people are talking about video games or TV shows, especially for kids.
Yeah.
Like slowing things down or having a 90s kid summer or those types of things. I don't think that that's going anywhere.
I agree.
I will always say that like with any new generation, there's a pendulum that swings where, you know, we think that there's going to be this enormous revolution of adoption or adaptation to like a new thing, especially with the internet or AI or social media. But ultimately, the pendulum always swings back where like the generation rejects it a little bit or wants to get back to some sort of like stasis, some sort of like comfort zone.
I think comfort zone is a really great way to think about that.
And slowing down. I think that we saw a lot of that in the pandemic where a lot of people were going back towards things that kind of slowed them down a little bit. And I don't think that that's going anywhere. Even with Gen Z, with younger generations, definitely with millennials. Like I think that millennials definitely are gravitating towards or have been gravitating towards things that kind of slow them down.
Yeah.
But I see it with Gen Z too.
I agree with you. Yes, absolutely. And I think especially the comfort of nostalgia is, I think, especially important as people are feeling insecure, unsecure with the economic situation in the world. I think that whenever there's a little rockiness, the desire to go back to that comfortable place, whatever that is for you, whether it be the 1970s toys, the 2000s, you know, music and movies and stuff, I think that all starts to kind of come back into your life because you want that, those reminders and just that, like, I don't know, those memories, I think, kind of bring you peace. And so I think especially right now, that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like with, you know, shopping, you know, like thrifting and antiquing and just Gen Z, I feel like there's this kind of gravity toward things that they can touch and feel and see. And I think
the tangible.
And like the environmental impact of consumerism, I think, is really on their minds. So I feel like that all kind of comes together when we talk about nostalgia. And I do really love that whenever I tell my friends now, oh, I love your jeans, I love your boots. And they're like, thrifted. I love that. I think that's so fun. Like, I feel like myself even, I'm noticing.
We've talked about thrifting before, I feel like, but the slowness of the shopping journey is something that's so interesting and fascinating because it's no longer about the end result. I feel like it's about the experience.
I agree with you.
And there's such an experience or a thrill of the find, or like, you know, it's a longer journey when you're thrifting or you're going on eBay or you're shopping The RealReal or ThredUp or wherever, Depop, like wherever it is. It's a longer journey to get to the end result, but it feels so much more satisfying and rewarding. And I think that, you know, like baby clothes or vintage toys or whatever, there's like that thrill of the find or that thrill of like feeling like you have something special.
I agree with you. Like that one of a kind, double versions. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like some of my most loved home pieces and decor pieces I've thrifted. Like I have this like really old antique jewelry box I found when I was away this summer in Cape Cod, and just like the memory attached to that of like going with my family and we go to all these antique shops. I love looking at it and thinking about that, but then I also love thinking about like, where have you been? Like, what was your past life? Why were you originally made? And I think that that is so nice to kind of give your things this second life, this like new journey. And I agree with you. It is so satisfying when it's a little bit painstaking to find what you want, because then it does make it like really sweet at the end. I love that.
Yeah. I will say.
Yes, tell me.
If you are that specific trend that Pinterest called out with like the throwback kid, specifically around like kids, babies, those types of products, you do need to be careful because regulations were different in the 70s. So watch for lead. Yeah. Watch for, you know, other elements and other things.
Use a 1970s car seat.
Oh, is there such a thing?
Exist? Yeah, literally.
But, you know, if you can safely find products for kids that, you know, don't have high levels of lead, that's why I say like vintage baby fashion, I love like designer stuff. I found an Oscar de la Renta coat at Goodwill for babies that I've just been I've had it in my closet. It was for $12. I've had it in my closet for the past 8 years because I'm like, one day this will be come in
like
so
you have
handy.
to just buy it.
Or like vintage Ralph Lauren baby clothes.
That's what I've seen so much. I actually talked to someone recently who said that their daughter really wanted the polo, like the vintage polo sweatshirt or whatever sweater it was. And she was like, I really immediately just went to the polo website because that's what I thought she was talking about. And then I asked her, like, do you know how much these are? And she said, no, Mom, I want the one from however many decades ago. I want you to get it off eBay. And she was like, for $6, you can have as many as you want. So like, you never know what you're going to find. And I love that like teenagers want that. I think that's such a cool thing that's happening right now. So I am very in favor of this trend.
There is some clout against, like, I talk to my husband about this where like, he's very into watches and he's like, it's so hard because there's always a new watch and like, you know, you can always find something that's bigger and more expensive and like whatever. And I'm like, actually, I think a bigger flex is when you have such like deep cuts knowledge on vintage watches,
for sure,
that you can find something that's like, oh, that's a rare find. Like I didn't spend a ton of money. Like you can show a little bit more about your personality and like who you are.
Yeah, I love
when
that
you're
too.
Able to, I don't know, do more
I
of
think
the,
it's so
the search,
true.
the hunt.
And I think too, like I always see on TikTok influencers, non-influencers, like really anyone that comes across my page and does like where'd I get my jewelry from or where'd I get my outfit from? I love when they're like, oh, you know what? This set of earrings my grandma actually got for me. And she got them from her aunt a million years, like, and it's just like these things that are passed down and passed down, because it does show so much more about who you are, where you come from. I think it's just like such a cool thing that people are talking about more. Like I feel like I haven't heard it as much as I have in the past like couple months or so.
Yeah.
And it does give you a little social capital to be like, actually this Oscar de la Renta outfit is from the 19 whatever and I thrifted it for $10.
Yeah.
You're cool. I'm going to give you that. I think that's a very cool thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing Pinterest said, I want to make sure I get it right. The other thing they said about nostalgia is this idea of pen pals, which I just think is the sweetest thing. Like,
it goes back to what you were saying about like tangibility.
Yeah. Like getting a letter, getting snail mail. They say cute stamps, handwritten letters, snail mail gifts. I just love the idea of someone sending you something in the mail. You don't know it's coming. It's a surprise. I think that's such a lovely way to connect with people, not on your phone anymore. I just love that.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a statistic that I found very interesting. PwC's analysis of 2026 trends, as well as the 2025 holiday season, shows that 61% of Gen Z now prefer to discover new products in store, which I love because I feel like a lot of people would probably assume, rightfully so, that they're kind of more gravitating toward finding those newer products
online or on social media,
on TikTok, on Instagram. But I think that, the idea that they want to return to being pen pals, having the tangible letters, and, having all of those like fun, cute little gifts that you to send to someone and that you can actually get in the mail immediately and unwrap. I feel like that goes along with the in-person shopping. And I like that they want the discovery, like we were saying about kind of going on the shopping journey, because I feel like I associate Gen Z with immediate gratification, like instant gratification. I think it, I want it at my door. But just knowing that there is that interest in browsing and touching and feeling things.
Experience.
Yeah, I love that.
I think what we're kind of seeing in this next generation, but also in this next year, because I think trends within a generation expand eventually beyond the generation.
For sure.
I think what we're seeing in this next year is an even more appreciation and expansion of like experiences, experiential things being more important. Tangibility goes along with that.
Very much so.
Where it's not just like you could go online and pick something out quickly, but it's the experience of going in store, touching things, going up to the cashier, having them wrap it in a bag for you. Like I used to love in middle school when we'd go to the mall and I would carry all of the bags around. Even if it wasn't something that I had bought, it just felt like such a
flex.
It felt like a flex, but it just felt like this is part of the experience, and I love it.
I love it too. I love those memes when someone's like suffocating under their bags.
Yeah,
because it was like, oh, that is such a nice feeling as a shopper, as a shopaholic.
Yeah,
I'll admit it. Like I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's so fun.
So I think like that is the return to pen pals, the return to that slow, the experience of not just sending a text because that's so widely available. I can do that tomorrow, but like writing a note and having it take, I don't know, a week to get to the destination, or even making that experience more enjoyable by adding the wax seals, picking out stationery, and finding the right pen.
Like I love a pen here.
Like the whole journey of like what it takes to actually write a note and write a letter and take time to process somebody's words and thoughts. Look at their handwriting and like there's so much more intimacy that comes with the pen pal aspect, and I love that those subcategories within that pen pal trend are also on the rise.
I agree. Like I feel like whenever we come to the holiday season, we all start talking about our favorite stationery sets. I love hearing where people get theirs, why they pick certain designs. Are you going to go more holiday festive versus like evergreen because you want it to be something they can like hang up and have all year long? One of our coworkers a couple years ago, she had a really cute little calendar and the picture of the calendar was removable. So after you flip to the next month, you could take that little picture and you could frame it. And I was like, that's cute. Such a cute thing on the brand's part to think about the longevity of this product, but also just to know that like you're getting that little reward at the end of every month. I thought that was like adorable. So maybe we saw this bubbling up a couple years ago, but we all love all of the cute little stationery sets and you can customize them. And I think it's so nice to have something more personal, like you were saying. I also feel like it does make you think to yourself, like, do I know where this person lives? Have I ever seen their handwriting before? Like those things can, I think, form a deeper connection than, a text or an Instagram DM or whatever it is.
Did you have to take handwriting in school?
I think I was the last grade actually
that learned cursive
at my school that learned cursive because I was so upset about that they would really lose the art of cursive. And I remember in middle school, I had learned that I was the last grade and I got so upset about it.
That's such a Zoe thing.
You know me. I would get upset about that. Then in high school, I did like an investigation for our school newspaper about it. And I like talked to the superintendent. I was like, why did you do this? And then they were saying, literally, he was like, I'm so sorry to say, but like, we don't have the budget to teach this anymore. And I was like, wow, like that is a huge loss. And now my little cousins, because my aunt writes all of her notes in cursive, they can't read them.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So write notes to your friends in cursive. Challenge their brain.
Yeah.
It's a brain exercise.
Yeah. One time, this is a side note, but one time my little brother, he's not so little anymore, but at the time, I was like, can you read my mind? And he goes, no, I can't read cursive.
Oh my God.
I was like, both impressed at the quickness of that response, but then also really upset at the fact that
you're like, I'm laughing at you, but we need to have a discussion about this after.
Yeah, I need all of the books, like, to be in cursive.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that is. I mean, I might use that. Tell him I might steal that.
Yeah,
I might have to steal that.
Yeah.
Although I can read cursive, so okay. Another trend that Pinterest is identifying for 2026, but also I feel like I've seen this on a bunch of other travel sites like Expedia and things like that, is the concept of a dayercation.
Yeah, which goes back to the experiences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is not just a vacation. This is not lounging on the beach, sipping a strawberry daiquiri. This is a experience, a once in a lifetime adventure.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with this. Some of the examples they gave was auto racing events. Can't say I've been to one, but I would like to. River rafting. Have you done that? Whitewater rafting?
No, but my husband's family used to go all the time, and they have like a very memorable picture of when his mom got thrown off the raft.
No.
And him and his brothers were very young at the time, and his dad was on the boat, and that was like, no, they weren't laughing, but they like the moment that the river rafting crew took the picture was when she had fallen off the boat, and so they're all like horror on their face.
Mom down.
Like,
see,
so it's memorialized. Yes, it's memorialized. It's hanging on their wall. It's hilarious.
Not only are these dayercations experiential, but because a lot of these Gen Zers, do I want to put myself in this bucket? I am Gen Z. I might have to.
But you're also Grandma Zoe.
Exactly. I'm Grandma Zoe, which I just feel like that's the best compliment I could receive. But they all want to be social influencers. And when you go on a dayercation and you post yourself ziplining, whitewater rafting, whatever it is, the possibility of going viral is there. So I feel like it kind of ties into everybody wanting to be like a social pop star too, which I found fascinating. So I think that's like two interesting things. You have the experience of like wanting to do things in person and wanting to, not be on your phone. But then you also have the group that I think can overlap sometimes that wants to capture the moments to potentially go viral. I think it's fascinating to think about.
Yeah. It's like, it's the thrill. Well, ultimately, it's thrill in
100%.
Thrill of the experience or thrill of the journey of like, we're going to slow this down and enjoy the thrill of it being slow.
Yeah.
And then also the thrill of the adrenaline rush and the I may die on this zip line.
But I might get 1 million views on TikTok.
Well, I think like, would you ever go...
Grandma Zoe, remember who you're talking to.
Would you ever jump out of an airplane? What is that called?
No.
Yeah.
No, in fact, my dad really badly, I think for his 50th birthday, all he wanted to do was jump out of an airplane. I kid you not, when he told me this, I cried. I found that horrifying. I was like, Dad, you can't do it. You're going to die. You're going to break all your bones. Like, I'm that person.
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, because he was going to do it, it was COVID. So, sorry, Dad, you can't do it. And I tell him now, that would just be crazy. But I would never do that. Would you?
I've thought about it.
Really?
I don't think that I would actually go through with it. Ziplining, totally fine.
Yeah, ziplining, I'm down.
I would, the bungee jumping. I don't know that I would do that.
Like off a bridge?
Yeah, off a bridge. I don't know if I would do that.
I'm not a heights person.
What was the other one? Auto racing.
Mm-hmm.
That one seems cool. I have done go-kart racing.
Me too.
And I am the slowest one. I'm the safest, slowest driver.
I'm driving at 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I get lapped multiple times.
Me too.
So I don't know that auto racing, if I was the driver, would ultimately be a thrill.
Would you want to go to a race? One of those professional races? I think that'd be sick.
I don't see why I wouldn't. I don't feel like that's a dare though. I would go
That's true. That's more of just an experience.
It's an experience. Yeah. I think, but if you were to go to an auto racing thing and they had sports cars and they were
do you want to try it?
Do you want to try? These go really fast. Like, I think I would go the minimum speed.
Right. I'd be like, I'd love to try the Maserati, but I would like to be going 15 miles an hour.
Going 45 miles an hour.
And I just want to like experience what it's like, smell the new car smell, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be me.
Yeah.
That would be my like, check off the box for me. I'd be good.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
I feel like the same way about like ATVing or like any of that stuff.
Completely agree with you.
I totally would be like, I totally would do it. That sounds so fun. And then when push comes to shove, if like I'm riding with somebody and they're like, do you want to drive? I'm like, no, you can drive.
You can do it. You can take it from here.
Yeah. Like, I don't need to.
I'll be the passenger. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah. Because I would be panicked the entire time. I would be stressed. Jet skiing, I'm like on
I
jet
did one
ski,
time.
I'm like shaking and I'm
Me
like
too.
tense the entire time.
I'm holding on so hard. I feel it in my shoulders for days after.
Yes.
Like, that's me.
Yeah.
And I think on the topic of experiences, we've talked about this a lot, especially this year. We've seen such a push toward gifting experiences, which I love. I'm a pro experience gifter. My mom actually told me recently that my wish list for the holiday season wasn't very helpful because I just wanted to do stuff.
Oh.
And she's like, what am I going to put in your stocking? I'm like, a note that says we're going to go do that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
But I love doing things, especially with people that I love. And, you know, especially if it's someone that you don't get to do things with that often, you know, if you're both really busy or something, I think that's so much fun. And I think that having the experience as a gift plus it being thrilling.
Yeah.
What a better bonding experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I still to this day.
And going to a destination to do it too.
Oh, yeah. Like going
It's a good
to
combination.
but they always say, you know, traveling with someone reveals their true colors. So you got to make sure it's someone you really can tolerate.
But then you trauma bond over the dercation. Yeah.
I actually, a couple years ago, my friend was living in Jackson Hole and I'd never been. And I was like, I want to visit you. I've never been to Jackson Hole. It looks beautiful, whatever, I'll come. He's like, okay, I'm going to plan our whole weekend. And I was like, okay. I knew he was a bit of a thrill seeker, but I don't think I knew how much of a thrill seeker. And then we went whitewater rafting. We went on this like 16-mile hike straight up the Tetons. He will tell you, I was quite literally having a panic attack at the top of that mountain.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I did it. I'm so glad that I did it. I will never be seeking this thrill again. No more derrication for me in Jackson Hole. Like, I've done it. So,
Yeah.
you know, it does definitely push you outside your comfort zone, which is good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Teaches you things about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not a hiker, but
now you know.
now I know. Okay, our last trend of 2020 coming to 2026, and this is one that we know and we love, and this is not. I don't think this is new at all, but I think we're seeing it really take off. Is the concept of health wearables. So your smart rings, your Oura rings, your Apple Watches, your Garmins, all of that. One of the things that we were saying that I thought was really interesting was that not only are people wearing these, they're actually changing their life because of it, which I thought was really interesting. So from the New Consumer, they said that among active users of health tracking devices, 38 have started or changed exercise routines, 35 have modified their diet or meal timing, and 35% have changed sleep schedules. So I think that was really cool that there's genuine action being taken when you're looking at this data.
Yeah.
You don't wear a watch or a ring, do you?
I only wear a watch when I'm running, doing an activity. I don't wear it consistently throughout the day. I don't have a problem with it. I definitely do love, like, every time I go to the doctor and get a blood test, I'm like, I could open those test results 15 times a day because I'm like, it feels like I'm reading my horoscope or like taking a personality quiz. I'm like, tell me about my body that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what my like blood percentage is in this moment, or like red blood.
My blood O2.
Yeah. Like, tell me all of this stuff. Like, I find that stuff really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like it's revealing a part of you that you're not
100%.
totally tapped into.
Yeah.
Or gives you answers to reasons why you might be feeling a certain way. But I think that the negative side to that I like not having access to that, or like being too deep into that, is that it maybe tells too much about yourself. Where like then it becomes a little bit of, oh, your numbers or your counts are off today. And then you start to feel extra a certain way. Like, you got poor sleep, so your score is this. So
Then you're in a bad mood all day.
You're in a bad mood and you're like, ugh, my score is this, so I'm going to have a bad day. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
100%.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Or you can get like too neurotic about the data.
See, you are describing me because I wear my Apple Watch every day. I love my Apple Watch. Mm-hmm. Closing my rings, best part of my day when Apple Watch cheers for me. Yeah. Amazing. But
Do you have a desire for high achievement, Zoe?
Can you tell? Can you tell? However, it's an eldest daughter thing. I cannot look at any of the data. I do not look at anything other than my circles, my rings, and I look at my running stats and my like workout stats because I find that interesting.
Yeah.
I don't wear it to bed. I turn off the health features. Like, it freaks me out because I'm the person that sees one little wrong score and then I just like think that I'm dying of a disease. Yeah. So I can't look at that kind of stuff. I love the trackers for fitness related things and just like everyday life things. But I'm one of those people who I actually want less information. So I gravitate towards the wearables that let you turn things off because there's some that don't. Yeah. So that's why I love my Apple Watch so much. But one thing it was saying, I was reading through this report, and McKinsey put out a Future of Wellness Trends report. One of the things I thought was really interesting is that they said that all generations are into these wearables, but especially younger generations, because they feel like it's helping them deal with like burnout, worse health conditions due to stress, increased exposure to wellness trends on social media. They want to be a part of it. I didn't make that connection until I was reading that report. So I thought that was really interesting. So those are our 2026 crystal ball trends. Are there any others that are top of mind for you? I feel like those are the big ones I was thinking about.
Those are the big ones, and especially the ones that pertain to shopping and younger generations. I think that, you know, there's the micro trends, the different things when in different categories, but I think the overall arching kind of trends,
themes that we're seeing, and
experiences, tangibility.
Yeah, and I love when we, like you were saying about micro trends, I love when a micro trend becomes a macro trend. So I'm excited to like keep track of those this year. Yeah, we have a trending channel that we love, and we all put in our thoughts all year. And I love when someone puts in just kind of a fleeting thought, and then all of a sudden
it takes off.
2 months later, everyone's like dying over this thing, and then we're like, you predicted the future. Yeah. So what can we say? Yeah, we're experts. We really do. We know what we're doing. So those are our trends. So shopping trends for 2026.
Let us know if you have any 26 trends or what you're seeing, or if you think that we're completely wrong,
which I would welcome. I love a devil's advocate. Please tell us.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. Thank you.
Bye.